Okay, hi, I'm Mrs. Dull. I'm here to tutor you in your homework for tonight, and you have this independent practice. It's the last page in your packet. And what the instructions say are from each problem, find the equation of a line and write it in slope-intercept form and standard form. Show your work and turn this page in. So, here you have, well, first of all, you need to know what slope-intercept form is. Let's write that at the top of your page. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. That's from the first page of your notes. And then standard form is a coefficient a with the letter x plus by equals c. Now, we didn't talk about that in class much today, so I'm going to make sure I help you through that part. So, you have the slope of negative 1/2 and contains a point. So you have point slope, so we also need to know point slope form. That looks like this. This is also from the first page of your notes. And it's also on the formula chart. But you don't have that at home if you're doing this at home or in the library. Or in Mrs. Dull's class. Okay, so we need to use point slope. That's this one over here. Okay, so we go y, that's just the letter y, minus the y coordinate. This is your y1. This is your x1. This is your y1. So y minus 5 equals the slope negative 1/2, and then x minus your x coordinate, minus negative 2. Well, when you have minus a negative, it actually becomes plus a positive. So we have y minus 5 equals negative 1/2 x plus 2. So there's a couple different things you could do here. I think the easiest thing to do is go ahead and distribute the negative 1/2. And you get y minus 5 equals negative 1/2 x. And then negative 1/2 times positive 2 is a negative 1. And you can just take 1/2 times 2 on your calculator, or you can just say, what's 1/2 of 2? It's 1. Okay, then here, we need it to be in slope-intercept form, so we need the y to be by itself. So we need to add the 5 to get rid of it. And if you do it here, you got to do it over here. And we're going to add it to the negative 1 because those are like terms. So our slope-intercept form is y equals negative 1/2 x plus 4. Negative 1 plus 5 right here is 4. So there's our first answer. Now we need to write this in standard form. Well, standard form, you have your x and your y are both on the left of the equation. So we need this 1/2 x to move over there. So we're going to add 1/2 x to both sides. That's a 1 right there. So then you have 1/2 x plus y. Equals 4. So the one thing that we didn't stress today in class is this a, this b, this c have to be whole numbers. So we have to get rid of this 1/2. And whenever you have a fraction and you need to get it in standard form, what you do is just multiply by this bottom number. Whatever this bottom number is, multiply by that. So we're going to multiply everything by 2. So 1/2 of 2 is 1. So we have 1x, which is just x, plus 2y equals 8. So standard form is x plus 2y equals 8. Your x and your y are both on the left of the equation. you have a constant sitting by itself on the right. Okay, next problem. Okay, now we have 2 points, and you have that table in your notes. Let's go back to it. Let me refer back to it right here. If you have 2 points, you should have written something right here in class. You should have written that you have to find the slope, and then you have to use the point slope form. That should be in your notes. It's not written here, but it should be in your notes. So first, let's calculate the slope. 1 minus -3 that's y2 minus y1, and then x2 minus x1 would be -6 minus 2. So this becomes plus 1 plus 3 is 4 over -8, and this reduces to -1/2. So that's our slope. So now we're going to go through the same thing we went through up here. We're going to put it in point slope form. Which point do we use? Well, pick your favorite point. So we're going to have y minus, let's use this point. Y minus 1 equals your slope, -1/2, parenthesis, x minus your x coordinate, which is -6. Okay, so minus and negative again becomes plus or positive. And then we're going to distribute this. And so we get y minus 1 equals -1/2 x. And again, use your calculator, take -1/2 times 6, or just say, what is 1/2 of 6? It's 3, and it's going to be negative because it's a negative times a positive. And we want the y by itself, so add 1 to both sides. So our answer is y equals -1/2 x minus 2. I'm going to circle the answer. Okay, but we still have to put it in standard form. So again, we have a 2 on the bottom. We need to multiply this whole thing by 2 to get rid of that 2 on the bottom. Oh wait, actually before we do that, let me undo that last mark. Well, let me just erase it. Oops. Okay, first, almost forgot, we first have to get the -1/2 x over on the other side. So we're going to add 1/2 x to both sides. So let me rewrite it up here. So plus 1/2 x to both sides. So we get 1/2 x plus y equals -2. Now we have to get rid of that 2 on the bottom, and to do that, because we can't have a fraction if it's in standard form. To do that, you multiply the whole thing through by 2. We distribute this 2 to everything. So half of 2 is 1, so we get 1x plus 2y equals -4. And you can just drop the 1. Let me fix the equal sign because I'm terrible at making equal signs. Alright. Okay, next problem. Contains a point 0,4. What I see immediately is that since this is 0, this is my y-intercept. Whenever your x is 0, This is your y-intercept. And it's parallel to y equals 2x minus 3. If you look back in your notes, right down here, if they're parallel, you should have written right here that the slopes are equal. So I know for number 6 that my slope is 2. You can see my slope right here, 2. And they're parallel. So the slopes are the same. So this is easy. I have y equals mx plus b. 2x plus your b is your y-intercept. So there's slope-intercept form. Now we just got to put it in standard form by minusing 2x to both sides. These would cancel. You get negative 2x plus y equals 4. And that's your standard form. That one was actually kind of short. Hallelujah, huh? Okay, you also could get the negative off that by making this positive, making this negative, making this negative. I'm okay with it the way it is. Okay, contains point. Here's your point. And perpendicular to 2x plus 3y equals 7. Well, there's a problem here. To find your slope here, we need to get the y by itself. So minus 2x to both sides. And then we still don't have the y by itself. You got to divide by 3. And you got to divide everything by 3. So now we have, let's see, I'll write it over here. Y equals 7/3 minus 2/3 x. Now our line that we're writing is perpendicular to this. So here's our slope. This is our slope, negative 2/3. But we need to write the perpendicular slope. So our perpendicular slope, you flip it and change it from a negative to a positive. So positive 3/2. So now we have point slope. So guess what? Point slope form. Y minus your y coordinate is 5. There's the bell. Equals your slope. And then x minus your x coordinate. So this becomes plus a positive. And then you're going to distribute. And so you get y minus 5 equals 3/2 x. Plus, now you got to take 3/2 times 4 on your calculator, or do it by hand. You just put 4 over 1, take 3 times 4 is 12, over 2 times 1, 12 over 2 is 6. Let me double check that that's the right number. Yep, that's what I got when I did it yesterday. Okay, now we need to get the y by itself. Add 5 to both sides. Add 5 to both sides. We get, in slope-intercept form, we get y equals 3/2 x. Still having trouble with those equal signs. 3/2 x plus 11. Okay, so that's one of our answers. Now, again, we have to minus the 3/2 x to both sides to get it in standard form. So you get negative 3/2 x let's see, negative 3/2 x plus y equals 11. But now we have a 2 on the bottom. We have a fraction. We got to get rid of that. This is a y. So multiply everything through by that 2, just that number on the bottom. I'll do it in green so you can see it really well because I'm getting squished over there. There's the tardy bell, or the warning bell. Okay, so then here you multiply 2 times negative 3/2. Again, you can put this over 1 and just go negative 6 over 2, that's negative 3 x, and then plus 2y equals 22. And we're almost done. We have one more. And I think the last one is easy. Looks hard, but it's easy. Okay, number 8. Well, it's perpendicular to y equals 3. This stood out to me because y equals 3 is a horizontal line at y equals 3. Oops, that wasn't very nice. Let's try that again. Choo, 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 choo. Okay. Okay, here's my x and y axis. We go to where y is 3. That's a y. 1, 2, 3. It's a horizontal line right here. Well, perpendicular line would have to be vertical. Well, vertical line has x equals, and what does x equal? A vertical line has the form x equals, and x equals, guess what? Right there, 5. I'm missing a little bit, but let me write a little bit neater. X equals 5. And you're done. Yay! That one was easy. And your homework, make sure you show me a picture. Say, oh, well, this is horizontal. And then I'll even know that you watched this video and are helping yourself. Good job. Okay, see you tomorrow. Bye.